So I want to ask you a question now. There's been a lot of talk about the Republican Party and it trying to find, some innovation or some revitalization by embracing libertarian ideas within the Republican Party. A lot of people are talking about that now, Tea Party people and others. I want you to comment for a moment about the internal conflicts within the idea of the Libertarian Party as it relates to the underlying philosophy of those who count themselves as libertarians, because it seems to me that saying you're a libertarian basically means that so long as there's no harm to anyone and no difficult choices to make, everyone wants to get along. But as soon as there's a difficult choice to make, we all then rely upon our underlying philosophy, be it egalitarianism, utilitarianism, whatever it is, religiosity, to arrive at our result, which is oftentimes very offensive to the ideas of libertarian thought generally. So you have a different point of view. You have a liberty philosophy. How is that different from a libertarian theory?
The Republicans tried to sell this idea as a big tent, and they used compassionate conservatism as the way to sell this, which was the idea behind altruism. Now, misplaced altruism is a situation where I am my brother's keeper, the Judeo-Christian ethic. True, but what cost to your brother if he doesn't need a keeper? The other question is never asked. So here we have compassionate conservatism, no child left behind, Medicaid Part B, we can go on and on with all the things that they've put together. So they essentially become altruists on quaaludes, not capitalists. The altruists on crack are the Democrats who believe in utopian societies, and those utopian societies mean that man can be perfected on this planet while he lives, and the purpose is to reconnect with nature or whatever convolution has occurred. We were talking earlier about the idea that the parties have changed sides. Well, whenever a Democrat is holding a retirement celebration for Strom Thurmond, you know that they've changed sides, who was a grand dragon in the Ku Klux Klan. So you think about that. And then you think about what happens when we have the Republicans, who are supposedly staunch capitalists, putting social welfare programs together. Now, to answer your question about the Big Tent concept as far as the Libertarians are associated, how in the world can you be in a situation where you have an underlying philosophical basis, whether it be Muslim, Christian, Hindu, and you say everyone's accepted? They're accepted until this happens. Somebody must make a critical decision. When that critical decision is asked of a Muslim and a Christian, the answer is going to be different. A Muslim, a Hindu, but it will not be different when you ask an objectivist. They're going to do the following things. They're going to critically analyze the question. They're going to try to inductively, or more likely deductively, find the reason and the answer and the consequences of the action. So if I was going to put together a government, I would realize that this objectivist or person who inductively or deductively, hopefully deductively if possible, puts that answer together is going to go across the board of belief systems that, by the way, were put together in my mind based on spontaneous order. The rules, like Hume, Hegel, and that we can go on with the Enlightenment philosophers, were not created before they were needed. That's the strange thing about constructivist rationalism. They want us to believe that the rules were created before we needed them. The rules were created objectively through observation of what man does to cooperate or collaborate with other men, and then the rules are co-opted. That's the difference between the objectivist and the Democrat, or the Libertarian, or the Republican.
Listen to the old man. Listen to the old man. Listen to the old man when you can.